Hachiko, the loyal friend. A warm wind blew as the last train left the station. The dog, who had been waiting at the station since 3 o'clock, searched through the crowd of late-night travelers for his owner's familiar face. Where was his master? The dog's master was never late, but tonight it seemed as though he wasn't coming home at all. Confused, hungry, and tired, the dog curled up in a corner of the station to wait for the morning trains. Hachi was born in northern Japan in November 1923. He was an Akita, a breed known for its loyalty and intelligence. Hachi was cream-colored, with pointy ears and an upturned tail. A few months after his birth, Hachi had been sent to Tokyo to live with Professor Ueno. Hachi and the professor had immediately become friends. Each morning, Hachi accompanied Professor Ueno to Shibuya Station. The professor would board the train and go to teach at Tokyo Imperial University. The last thing the professor saw as he got on the train was Hachi's wagging tail. The first thing the professor saw upon returning from work was Hachi welcoming him back. Hachi waited for the professor at the station every day. He had his own special spot from which he searched the crowds for his dear friend. Then, Professor Ueno and Hachi would walk home together. This daily routine continued for over a year until tragedy struck. One morning in 1925, Professor Ueno went to work as usual, but didn't return home. His heart failed, and he died suddenly at the university. Even though Hachi waited eagerly for his friend at the train station, the professor did not appear. The station master tried to tell Hachi to go home, but there was no way to explain to the dog that his owner was never coming back. The next morning, Hachi waited at Shibuya Station. He continued to wait for weeks and then months. The station master felt sorry for Hachi and gave him food and water. Professor Ueno's relatives came and took Hachi to their home. Nevertheless, the dog always found his way back to Shibuya Station. Every day, even in rain and snow, Hachi kept waiting, watching the trains, and hoping for his dear friend to appear. For the next 10 years, Hachi continued showing up at the station. He sat at the exact same spot each day. Even though Hachi never saw the professor's face again, he always remembered where he was happiest, at Shibuya Station, waiting for his owner to arrive. Professor Ueno and Hachi had been together for only a short time, but the bond between them was unshakable. For people passing through Shibuya Station, Hachi became a familiar sight. They gave him food and water. Hachi allowed people to pet him, but his attention stayed focused on the trains. Then, in 1932, a newspaper printed a story about Hachi's loyalty. After that, people began adding Ko to his name, which is a friendly, affectionate way of creating a nickname for a male. His story touched the hearts of many people. Soon, people from all over Japan began visiting Shibuya Station to see Hachiko. They wanted to see this amazingly loyal dog. In March 1935, Hachiko's waiting ended. He died at his waiting spot at Shibuya Station. A famous Japanese artist had made a bronze statue of Hachiko. It was placed at the entrance of Shibuya Station, near the place where Hachiko last saw his dear friend. Unfortunately, during World War II, the statue was destroyed, but Hachiko was not forgotten. The original artist's son later made a second statue of the faithful pet. The bronze dog continues to wait at Shibuya Station today, looking toward the trains. Every spring, there is a festival to remember Hachiko and his loyalty. People bring flowers to place at the feet of his statue. They hear his story and remember what a special dog Hachiko was. Shibuya Station is now one of the busiest areas in Tokyo. Hachiko's statue serves as a place for people to meet or wait for others. Some people pause and reflect on the meaning of Hachiko's story. In a hectic world, Hachiko represents what is truly most important in our lives: love and loyalty to those who are dearest to us.
Little Fox.
Hachi lived in Japan. Professor Ueno and Hachiko lived together for many years. Hachi was a dog. Hachi was sent to live with Professor Ueno.